Okay. Do you consider yourself a gamer?
Gamer? Playing video games? Yeah, I'm doing them right now.
By the way, you're not coming through on stream. You said you were screen sharing. I don't see it.
Oh, let's shut off for a second. Let me pull it back up. Share your screen, Andromeda. Like, there are a lot of different games that people have that. How do I put this? No, don't set the desktop. There are a lot of games where we've all played, and like originally they were controversial, but they have good mechanics to them. Andromeda is one of those games that had a rightfully so a hell of a lot of glitches when it came out. It was it wasn't as bad as Cyberpunk, but it was pretty close. And just it was the press around that stuff and the hypocrisy they had supporting that game and all that was in it compared to, let's say, how they attacked Fallout 4 when it first came out, or just any of the games in general. It was like a double standard from the industry. I mean, this is a good game. I'm not going to put that. I'm not going to. I don't know how to say it. Okay, I'm done saying it.
Now, Mass Effect Andromeda's release. I actually
Mhm.
one of my most popular videos came out before the game came out because there were a bunch of anti-social justice warriors who were criticizing the game for, well, diversity. And I'm like, well, what the fuck? This is crazy.
There's
So I,
there's not a diversity issue with this game. It's like normal video games, and it's just the people that want to bitch and moan about everything. That's basically what it is. It's the people that want to bitch and moan about literally every little thing they can find. It's the people that are doing this are no different than Sarkeesian when they complain about stuff like this.
and this was I made a very popular video criticizing the anti-SJWs, and like people in like my circle were very much, I think, in favor of the video or liked it.
Mhm.
But it on Kotaku in Action, this might have been like the warning sign that Kotaku in Action was going down a dark path.
Oh
It seemed
yeah.
like a lot of the people on Kotaku in Action wanted to bitch and moan about the game, which I mean you can criticize the game, that's 100% fine.
Mhm.
But when you're bitching about it nonstop and you have hundreds of threads, it's starting to look a little bit weird.
Oh yeah.
And it
Oh
seemed
yeah.
like they were kind of acting like social justice warriors in their own way.
Oh yeah. Like what stopped us from acting that way was a couple friends of mine that were in it. And they were talking the way they were. Their wives said to them, "You're no better than an SJW. You're just as bad as the SJWs with how you're talking." And it got to their heads, and it was what my mom said to me as well. And it got to my head, and it's like, you know what? You know what? Yeah, we were lunatics. Yes, we were anti this, anti that, that we were focusing all our efforts on just stupid shit instead of, I don't know, focusing on good things that are happening. And that's why, like, I quit or I left Gamergate after 2015. I was like done with it. It was fun while it lasted, but then it just took a dark turn and I left.
Did you see were you a member of Kotaku in Action?
No, I avoided that one. I avoided all the Reddit groups.
I thought I was on Kia, not like a huge amount, but like a somewhat I was on there, and I thought they were generally fine, but like the Mass Effect Andromeda thing, I was willing to tolerate it because no one was calling for censorship. I'm like, well, this is kind of weird. You guys are going down a path, but like there's still a lot of diversity of opinion. There's still a lot of people pushing back against them. It's about, there's still a healthy discussion. It's not just culture warriors trying to culture war. There's a healthy back and forth between people who believe in like creative freedom like me and the culture war people. And then
Mhm.
by 2017 though, it seemed like it was just culture war crazy people, and I didn't want to be a part of that anymore.
Oh man, I
Or
we
not, yeah,
uh
2017, 2018 area.
we all laughed about it. We were all laughing about it after like they were still going on all the way to 2020. And we're like, why are they still doing this? Why are they still using that tag? It's been done it over with since 2016. And we just seen the fringe group still using it. I don't know why they are. It's a dead tag.
Yeah, well, to be fair, I did use the tag to promote this series, but that's because like
But that's
it's a
because
series
we're
about
talking about
GamerGate.
it.
But we're
Yeah,
talking about it as if it's over, as a historical
yeah,
phenomenon. So
yeah. Like for instance, I will admit it, I wasn't right in the head during that time, and I was a little bit of a lunatic, but I didn't say anything, didn't do anything that threatened people or harmed people or anything like that, which was the reason why my mom didn't have me institutionalized. She was close to doing that just because of my stress levels and stuff. My stress when it started skyrocketed out of control. Just like I was paranoid about everything. Yeah, like I I don't think people knew how close I was to being institutionalized for a couple weeks. I have a 2 week hold for psychiatric care because of just how much this set me down. I can't believe this is going on. This seems like the end of the world. But now when you look back at it, it's just stupid.
is that how you feel about it now? That a lot of it was just stupid?
Uh, to a point, most of it was like arguing, bickering about games like Mass Effect Andromeda or things like that. Yeah, it was just, I mean, bickering, constant bickering like the Android days, just like back and forth, back and forth. Like the same topic was being shot around, and it was people repeating the words every 10 minutes. It was just a repeation and stuff. And yeah, it was not good.
Does the term gamer have gendered connotations for you?
Gamer?
Yeah.
No. It just means anyone that enjoys playing video games, in my opinion. It's just people that enjoy it, take it as a hobby. It's people that take it as a hobby. It's just a hobby, is what that word means, in my opinion. It's people that play video games. Like gamer is a blanketed term for people that love video games. There's PC gamers. There's uh, there's PC gamers. There's hardcore gamers. There's fighting gamers. There's speedrunner gamers. There's a lot of different things. So it's not just, it's a blanketed term that doesn't mean, it's a blanketed term that means a lot of things, in my opinion.
There are a lot of people in my community, my Discord server, who have both pro GamerGate views and also people who have anti GamerGate views. It's a pretty diverse group. And they were
Mhm.
having a discussion earlier today, and they were talking about, is there really a need to identify with your hobby?
Not really. I mean, except like you say, oh, I love playing video games. I'm kind of a gamer. Things like that. Like you love knitting. You're kind of like knitting or knitter or crafter. Or like you're sewing, you're a sewer, things like that. It's just something you say you love to do. That's my opinion about it. It's not like, oh, it's your heart and soul and everything. No, a lot of people that play these have actual lives, have family, have children that they have to put first in front of playing video games. Like that one poor guy that got killed because of swatting. Basically what happened was a lot of us who enjoyed playing video games were given a bad light because two dipshits wanted to get in a fight over a Call of Duty match, and then some loser uh streamer or some loser doxer sent, or not doxer, swatter sent the SWAT team, and a poor innocent man lost his life. It's shit like that that always hits the word gamer hard, because it's like it's what his father said. It's like he had other things to worry about. He had a family, he had friends that he had to worry about, that and gaming was something he didn't even think about. He had other things going on in life. He wasn't wasting his time with that. When things like that happen, it's kind of hard. You just, like how I always put it, I put it as, oh, it's just a hobby. Like I finished building my PC, and everybody's like, really? And I'm like, and someone that almost insulted me about that, I said to them, you basically borderline work on hot rods, and you're insulting me for building the hot rod version of a PC of a video game. Yeah. But no, the term has gotten a bad rap over the years, is the best way for me to describe it.
Do you think that because of this poor reputation, that's why the games press decided that they wanted to get rid of the term and declared it was over?
No, not that. I think it was, I have no idea why they went after it.
Do you think that there any of the arguments that they made about gamers, the gamer label and the gamer identity needing to go away? Do you think that any of the arguments they made about that were genuine or good?
Uh, yeah. No. 1 second here. I got to think about it. What was they saying about interesting by hearing someone explain who they saw was being harassed and who wasn't, and it being the exact opposite of what you? Oh my god. Yeah. The forget about it. Like the term. I mean, in some aspects, it's just a hobby. That's all it is. It's just a hobby that someone has, like carpenter, uh, blacksmith, like people doing it for a hobby. Sometimes people do it for a job, like testers, for instance, game testers or game developers. Sometimes it could be labeled as a job like that, or other times it could be labeled as a hobby, like gamer, where we just put our time into building, like buying a console, playing it, learning the games and stuff. Sometimes speedrunners, they put an ungodly amount of time into the game itself, trying to speedrun. If you've ever seen the Mario 64 speedruns, you would understand what I'm saying. But it's just people that it's a hobby, all it is.
If instead of writing these articles, the games press just said, "Hey, look, we're gonna implement a couple reforms. We're gonna slap a couple people on the wrist. We're gonna, add some disclosure, or even
If
just
they
ignored the issue," then would this all would have blown up into this massive kerfluffle that it did?
GamerGate was something that was building up for a long time. After the Cannon Lynch thing, that's what I think started that lit the fuse, and the fuse took years to ignite. But it was something that's been going on for a long time. We look at it like, why are they saying that stuff? That's not what the game is about. Like, why are they, like, when the whole thing with Sarkeesian and the feminist frequency that she kept doing? She showed a clip of Hitman Absolution where it's like, oh, you get rewarded for shooting these innocent women, and you look at it and it's like, no, you're getting punished for doing stuff like that. And the game itself made you think, oh, you have to feel really bad for these people because of the stuff they have to go through. It's just misinterpretations. It was slowly building up, and then one fuse lit and it exploded. It was a slow build up. The powder keg was building up slowly, and someone lit the fuse. That's Gamergate in a nutshell.
If the games press, instead of writing these articles, decided that, hey, look, we're not going to write 19 articles. We're just going to write one article, maybe even have it be across publications, like a united letter, saying, hey, look, we're not going to abandon the gamer label, but we're going to reclaim it from the aspects that we think are bad, and we're going to push forward to improve the industry and and celebrate the positive aspects of gaming while also recognizing that there are some negative aspects of the culture too. Would you have been open to hearing them out?
I would have at that time. If they would have taken a more moderate stance, I would have. And it's something I had to learn the hard way being a moderate. It's it's not a good thing for you to be extreme. It never is. It will put your health will you will lose your health will go down. Your health will plummet, your mental health and your physical health. The only time I ever had high cholesterol in my life was during the Gamergate days because I was so paranoid about that stuff. Like, oh no, the world's coming to an end, because that's what it seemed like with people talking. But now that you look at it, you're like, this is just stupid. Why was I almost about to lose 5 years of my life because of stupid shit like this? That's my opinion about it. Like everybody thought it was like the end of the world. Like, oh, they're going to change this. They're going to stop making video games, or they're going to make video games like this or that, or anything like what Sarkeesian demanded. People made it sound like that was what's going on, but after that, we looked back at it and said, after you look back at that and said, we were just stupid. That's my opinion of it. Like, everyone thought during the Gamergate days the world was coming to an end, basically.
Do you regret your involvement?
Not entirely. I regret going full on insane, like freaking out over every little thing. But involvement, I mean, like with the groups I've been in and stuff, like some of the friends I've had and just talking about different things and stuff, I don't regret that at all. It's just when I took my extreme stances, I regret those personally. I regret being a lunatic. I regret losing most of my health, putting my health in jeopardy over things like this. My health plummeted. I almost had to be institutionalized for my mental health. Yeah, it's just there are things you regret and things you don't. It's just that. And Gamergate is no different. Things you support and things you do not. When you look back at it, I remember when it first became political, and after hearing one of my how do I put this? After hearing one of my and one of people saying this is not like you don't get involved in politics like this. You don't get involved in politics like this. It's just what people said to me, like you don't like getting involved in crap like this. And then I realized that, and it made me think, wait a minute, I'm not this kind of person. And then it just when it became really political and stuff, that's when I left.
What do you mean by it became political?
Trust me, you how do I put this? People freaking out over just political. I can't describe the word political. It's just people taking sides in the political aspect. Politicians using the tag, journalists using the tag, everything like that. It became political after around 2015, and let me just say, I hated it. After that, I hated being a part of that.
Do you
It,
think there was any good that you had done, or that the group or the community had done?
Me personally, I don't know if it was something good I've done or not. I don't think I, I mean, we made a difference. We showed the developers that, hey, we actually enjoy your products. Just please stop trying to alienate us. That's what it was really about. It was like, please stop trying to alienate us. We love your products. And when a game decided to be insulting, like for instance, Saints Row 2022, remember that one?
Wait, what was it called?
Saints Row, the recent redo
Oh,
of Saints
okay.
Row. Yeah, it destroyed Volition. That game was so terribly made, it destroyed Volition itself. Uh, when they did stupid stuff like that, they realized, oh crap! I think that was the wake up call to everyone to stop taking extreme sides. Like, ugh. They literally took a good premise and they literally made the actual characters look like they were, I don't know. My mind's jumping everywhere.
Thank you for watching another Gamergate book video segment. For 30 days, starting on December 9th, I'm running a Kickstarter campaign for this project, so please back the campaign for the people of Gamergate on Kickstarter or at gamergatebook.com. This project investigating and documenting the history of Gamergate from a variety of perspectives requires your support, and I appreciate it. Thank you.